Everybody is on mute and listen mode at this time, so I'm going to go ahead and give a brief presentation, and then we will open it up to respond to questions. If you notice on your left-hand side of your screen, if you are on a computer or a tablet, you will see a chat box. Feel free to ask any questions there and collaborate with each other. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. This is part of our EdTech du Jour Professional Development to Go, offered by academic partnerships through the Faculty eCommons. In addition to our webinars, we also offer a web show on YouTube. It's called EdTech du Jour, where you can also find ongoing professional development as it relates to higher education, specifically online learning and teaching. I am Dr. Heather Farmakis, and I have joined academic partnerships fairly recently, along with my colleague, Dr. Melissa Callback, who's been there a long time before me, and we are both directors of academic services, and we offer faculty support and development. During this webinar, we will have a tweet chat, so feel free to use the hashtag #EdTechDuJour. So what is JING? There's a lot of rumors going on with what JING is. Yes, JING still exists. It's not on its last limb. JING Free still exists. JING Pro has been retired earlier this year, I believe in March of 2013, and they are shifting everybody over to Snagit, which is a purchase. But for something for free, I think JING has a definite purpose, and it is here to stay according to the JING people at TechSmith, but JING allows you to enhance your course projects or assignments by either doing an image, capture a screenshot, or you can do screencasting. So it does operate on both Windows and Mac operating systems. You will just need to have an updated system, and here are the system recs. So this should work fine with either computer. It does not have an app. Somebody did ask if it does have an app, and it does not currently have an app. It has something called Screenshot that looks very simple and basic that TechSmith does provide, and it is a free app. So if you're interested in a screencasting app that's pretty basic, Screenshot is where you can go find out more. And I'm not sure if it's Android and iTunes, but it's definitely in the App Store for Apple. Okay, as I was mentioning earlier, there are two choices here. We have JING for free, which still exists, and all of the screencasting produces a SWF video, an SWF video. They are limited with 5 minutes of screen recording, which actually is a pretty good thing because most people do not watch a very lengthy video. You want to get kind of to the point, and then maybe if you were considering doing something more lengthy and comprehensive, you would break that up into several different segments of mini little videos. So I think 5 minutes is very appropriate, especially for the online platform and online teaching and learning. With the screen capture, or the image capture, it does have markup tools, which I really like. You can annotate, you can crop, you can highlight, you can add text, you can add arrows. It's very convenient. So if you want to point out a few things on a document, you can certainly do that very easily. Screencast.com is a free account that gets created once you join JING free with TechSmith.com. And Screencast.com is basically going to house your SWF videos, your screencasting videos, if you so choose. So you can either house them there in their library, or you can save them to your desktop computer, either way. As I was mentioning earlier, JING Pro is retired as of March of this year, and they are trying to push their product, Snagit, which is actually really a cool product. They do offer you a 30-day free trial. However, it does cost $49.95. That is pretty reasonable. It does allow you to do a lot of really neat features with your screencasting, and it allows you to go into MP4 video, which is a lot more easy to manipulate and edit and things like that. You don't have to go and convert a lot of things like you would have to with a SWF video with the free version of JING. So with the free JING, not only is it free, but you do have the image and video capture, the tools for editing, just the image. You don't get to edit the video or the screencast. It can save up to 2 gigabytes on the hard drive, and you get a 2 gigabyte monthly bandwidth with your account with Screencast.com. It does not compress the capture or the image, and it does have some basic tools that don't require much. Pretty intuitive. What's really cool about the Snagit is you can record longer videos. It can blur sensitive information. So for example, if you didn't want to have like an account number showing or a student name showing or other things that you might not want to have during your screencast, you can go ahead and blur that information out. You can scroll lengthy web pages and record MP4 videos and upload to YouTube. A recent article with Faculty Focus, let's go ahead and go to that over here, talks about how you can engage and build community with online learners. So one of the ways they could do it is providing course orientations, which I think is an awesome idea. With course orientation, a lot of students that might not be used to the online learning platform, they can go ahead and, as a teacher, if you want to just navigate through the LMS and point them to a few basic places just to get them started, I think that would be really helpful. A lot of schools do have a student orientation, though, that students have to go through if they were going to be attending an online course. But sometimes when the teacher does it, I think it's definitely beneficial. You can also do instructional lectures. Some people use screencasting to talk over a PowerPoint or a document or to navigate through a website. And of course, you could provide student feedback. So if they were submitting some type of project to you, you can go ahead and instead of typing up a big narrative, you can just give an audio visual editorial to the student. And you can also encourage student sharing. So by having students share how to navigate their website or software application or project, and also encouraging peer-to-peer collaboration with that screencasting. So it can be very, very powerful. I really enjoy this screencasting pedagogy tool. It's pretty interesting how you can use that to build higher order thinking in your online class and get that collaboration going. I also really enjoy screencasting to help explain complex processes. Sometimes a lengthy document full of text does not help, and you just need somebody to kind of point it out to you and guide you through a process, especially with some type of a software application. I think it's very beneficial. You can also answer FAQs that are in your online class. If you know a lot of students are asking the same kinds of questions over and over, you can go ahead and just point it out to them in one shot with a screencast. I also like the image feature with JING because you can take a snapshot and emphasize certain key points of documents, PDFs, images, what have you. I think it's really beneficial to the students and offers a lot of insight into what you're actually looking for. And I really like the recording the feedback when grading. So instead of returning a document all with the comments and the tracking and all of the different edits that you're making, maybe in addition to that or in lieu of that, you can go ahead and do an editorial and explain to them exactly what you're looking for if they need a lot of guidance instead of writing a big narration. So I think it's very helpful. These are a few resources that I found. They're on YouTube. Notice that this presentation is in Prezi. So if you were to go to EdTech du Jour and Prezi, you'd be able to find all of these YouTube resources, and they just provide different ways you can use them for teaching. Like this YouTube down here shows how you can talk over a PowerPoint, And this one here talks how you can do an editorial, or I'm sorry, this one here is an image capture with all the different annotative tools here that it has. And this is just a basic JING overview. I'm going to let you go ahead and do that on your own time. With our faculty eCommons, if you're interested in any other types of webinars or web shows or professional development opportunities, we have plenty of them. We also have a Learn with Michelle that she does hangouts and webinars. And we also have an upcoming MOOC beginning in July 1st. So if you're interested in the MOOC on gainful learning and you want to find out more, please go ahead and subscribe to our newsletter. If you're interested in finding out about other webinars with different topics, you would go to our facultyecommons.org site, and you would click on Community right up here. Actually use JING to put that arrow and make these highlights with the image capture feature. And you can see all of the different types of topics that we have ongoing from month to month. So I'm going to go ahead and do a demo of how easy it is to use JING. So over here on the right-hand side of my screen, you will see this little sun that pops out. When this little sun pops out, you have three little choices. This one is the capture, that first little bubble. This is your history, so this is everything you've done with JING. And then, of course, your preferences and settings and other information. So if you just go ahead and pick that first one, notice now that I have this little yellow axis here. So I can go ahead and just capture whatever region of my screen that I want. So if I didn't want to show those controls on the bottom, I can go ahead and block that out. Now over here on the bottom left-hand side, you'll see other different controls. We have a redo selection, so if you didn't quite like how you grab that, you can redo it. And you can capture a video, or you can go ahead and capture an image. To capture the video, it's just as simple as clicking this button. I'll say 3, 2, 1, mic is on, and you'll notice that there is some scrolling film strip here on either side of the screen that you are capturing. You can go ahead and click through your document or navigate through your site just like you normally would, and it keeps recording the information. So you can either choose to add your audio to that, or you can keep it with no sound. That's fine. But I really like it because it's pretty simple. And then once you are done, or if you want to pause, you can hit pause over here. Or if you are finished, you go ahead and you click Finish. And when you click Finish, it gives you the opportunity to name it. So here is a sample Prezi. And this first one here, it says share via screencast. Those three little arrows going out, that usually means like some kind of a share feature. Or you can go ahead and save it to your computer if you wanted to manipulate that in some other type of software application where you can do edits. JING for free does not offer any editing features in it. So do we have any questions for this evening? I'm going to go ahead and open this up for discussion mode. If you have muted yourself, you have to unmute. Okay, the floor should be open up at this time. Another way to use screencasting in your classroom is to have students do presentations with screencasting with JING. It is free, as I mentioned earlier. It is a wonderful resource. It is free. You could do 5 minutes or less, so I definitely recommend that you check it out. I am going to go ahead and conclude this evening's webinar with Jour. And at the end of this webinar, there will be a survey that will display on your screen. So please feel free to give us back some helpful information so we can go ahead and take that. If you're interested in any other topics, please let us know. And thank you so much for joining us this evening.